Good morning, everybody. It's been a few days since I've been able to get up here into the attic of my garage with my NASCAR memorabilia, the remnants of dips and shoes and stuff gone by. Grizzly display from years ago. And my dead alligator. Yeah. Anyway, enough of that. Today, we are looking at Skoal Long Cut Classic Wintergreen. They're a classic wintergreen. I don't know why, but for some reason, Skoal in my area is becoming hard to find. Used to be at a couple of different, you throw a rock, you'd hit a store that sold Skoal. But now, the one down, the closest mini mart to me, they're just a couple blocks away, owned by a family friend. They don't carry it anymore. The one down here, they carry it, but their selection is dwindling. So, anyway, I went to a gas station I hardly ever go to. Walked in, and oh yeah, the rep was here just a few weeks ago. We got fresh display. Oh, cool. There we go. It's fresh. It's in date. But I had to pay through the nose for it. I had to pay $10 for a can of Skoal. Why? Because this is the only in-date can of wintergreen I have been able to find in my area. $10. It's better be good. Well, I know it's good. I've had Skoal before. Anyway, Skoal. I've rambled on long enough. Nice green classic color. It's got the raised embossing, obligatory warning. It's my first dip of the day. Cut me some slack. All right. Logo, classic wintergreen, some writing there that we will get into. UPC code, obligatory warning, and some bit more writing. On the back, they're guaranteed fresh. U.S. Smokeless loves to put the guaranteed fresh on the back of their cans. And this is in date for another 3 weeks. Alrighty, I'm going to crack this bad boy open. Actually, this is a 1.2 ounce can, which is 34.02 grams for you metric folks. Tax class is M, all dip and chew. Tax class M. Or actually all dip, tax class M. U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company in Nashville, Tennessee. My new employer happens to be headquartered in Nashville, Tennessee. Oh, by the way, if you guys I haven't told you guys yet. I got the job. Yeah, I got the store manager spot for the new Tractor Supply going into our area. It'll be the only Tractor Supply within like a 90-mile range. So, yeah, I'm a little excited about that. I gave my 2 weeks at my current job. They're all sad to see me go. I'm sad to go there. I built a good team over the past 6 years, and it's going to be hard to go, but this is a new opportunity. I can't pass it up, and I'm excited to see what happens to do. I'm going to be working my butt off for the next few months, but that's to be expected. Smokeless tobacco, 100% American tobacco. Sale only allowed in the United States, and underage sale is prohibited. There. All right. Now I'm cracking this open because I want some dip. I've been dipping wintergreens. Yeah, I've been dipping pretty much wintergreens and mints for the last couple of weeks. I haven't touched anything else. But I haven't touched Skoal wintergreen in a very long time. And we are open. There's your money shot. Nice dip-looking substance. Ooh, smells good. I forgot how well this stuff smells. There's the lid shot. Gives you some idea of the consistency of the cut. It's one of the things about these lids when they got the nice gold insert. It makes the dip stand out so you can actually kind of see it. But yeah. Nice wintergreeny aroma. Actually, almost a hint of dark fire in the background. Not sure, but now it's gone. Now it's just wintergreen. I think wintergreen kind of overloaded my senses after I got that first little whiff. Skoal tends to be, I don't know if it actually is or if it just feels like it, a drier product, a slightly drier product. Some people knock it because that Skoal's dry as a bone. It does have moisture. Touch your finger, it does stick. It does have moisture. It's just not as glistening moist as some of the other dips. But even though it's a drier product, or at least it feels like a drier product, this stuff dips or pinches and holds together remarkably well. And as I'm saying this, I'm spilling dip all over the floor. Oh my goodness. Now I got a monster pinch, which I'm not really ready for first thing in the morning. But you know what? I'll take one for the team. Monster pinch. Probably going to regret that. Got my nicotine shirt. Nicotine molecule. Yeah. It's the nerdy way to show that you use tobacco. Give this a minute to juice up. But yeah, had my final interview with the regional vice president on Thursday. Talked back to the district guy on Friday, who will be my new boss. Said he was waiting for final approval. Called me on Saturday. So he says, hey, can I call you on Saturday? I figured this has to be good because they're probably not going to call me on a Saturday just to give you a rejection alert. Then called me on Saturday. Made an informal offer because it was the weekend and they couldn't do the formal offer yet. So I took it. Yesterday, Monday, I got my formal offer. We haggled over salary a couple of times, but we settled on a fair price. Sold my soul. Busy talking, I almost swallowed a huge chunk. I don't like swallowing this stuff. Now that we're juicing up, those of you who like a really strong wintergreen bite, this won't give it to you. It does have some wintergreen bite. It does have some contact sensation, but it's not like Kodiak or Grizzly or Cougar. Combination of hiccups and wanting to spit at the same time. Oh, man. Yeah, that spittle hiccup thing at the same time. Not a good combo. It's like, okay. Yeah, anyway, took the offer. Got all the initial paperwork done, so in a couple of weeks, you will be seeing change of venue in some of the videos. Now, granted, I have videos going through into the first part of October that I've already recorded. And so you'll be seeing some videos of me, you know, stuff like that, mentioning working at Ace Hardware. Those are pre-recorded. I'll be dropping in some new ones because I'm going for training for 6 weeks, a couple hours north of here. What does that mean? Well, A, I'll be living out of a suitcase in a hotel room. Yay. But B, I'm next to one of the major cities in Oregon, and I'll be able to have access to tobacco shops. Lots and lots of tobacco shops. So with any luck, I'll find that little gem in the rough tobacco store that carries a decent selection of dip and chew. And I'll maybe find some stuff I can't get in my area and give it a review. Here's hoping. So anyway, yeah. So in a couple of weeks, if you see me suddenly start posting videos where it looks like I'm in a hotel room, yeah, I am. Yep. Got 6 weeks up there, then I come back here, start hiring, start putting the store together. I don't have the exact date yet, but they're tentatively looking for mid to late November to open the store. Which, opening a store in November, right into the holiday season, you're going to be busy because A, it's grand opening. People come out of the people in this area, they love a grand opening. They will cause traffic jams in our little towns here around right here when someone's doing a grand opening. And then you got the holiday traffic, so it should be very robust for the first couple of months. You know, one question I didn't ask them: what's their policy on nicotine pouches and snus? I should probably ask that question before I show up on the first day with a can of something in my pocket. Well, I'll just use it on my break, worst case. But anyway, back to Skoal Wintergreen. I'm sorry, guys. I've been rambling. I'm supposed to be reviewing. Quite frankly, I'm just enjoying this. Hey, I took too big of a pinch. Too big for my taste. So it's mushing and it's starting to float up. Normally, Skoal doesn't do that. But this is my fault. I pinched on too much. And like an idiot, look at the big pinch, put it in my mouth. I should have just repinched something smaller. This has got some sweetness to it, but it's not real sweet. Copenhagen, Stokers, they're on the sweet side. Um, Kodiak and Skoal are a little more mellow. They're not quite as sweet, but they do have that sweetness. Toned down a notch or two. This has good wintergreen flavor. Not so much of a wintergreen burn, but it does have wintergreen flavor. The flavor in this, it's there. It's always going to be there. Every now and then, I think, a little bit of dark fire just made its way through. Excuse me. A little bit of dark fire just made its way through the wintergreen forest. Just for a fleeting second, I get that. And then it's all wintergreen all the time. So, yeah. Pretty much this is a wintergreen forward. Not as sweet as, say, Copenhagen or Stoker's, but it does have some sweetness, enough to balance out the wintergreen nice. It's a nice, mellow wintergreen flavor. It's not very bitey, not real burn. Holds together well, spits well. All in all, Skoal makes a good product. A lot of people recommend Skoal for beginners, if you're just getting into the dip and chew world, because it holds together really well. It's easy to pinch and it holds together. So when you're first getting started, you're learning how you like to pinch, where you like to put it. Some people put it in the front and push it to the side. I'm not very good at that. I never have been, never will be. So when I put one in, I just stick it right here on the side. And then it works its way back here as I'm talking. So, yeah. Normally when I'm just doing stuff around the house, I'm not talking much and it stays right about there. When I'm doing reviews and I'm flapping my lip for 10, 15 minutes, it'll slowly creep its way back. Which is what it's done now. It's sitting right back here, back in the molars, comfortably. Good flavor. This flavor will last probably a good half hour. The cut is consistent. The flavor is consistent. It holds together. A little bit of sweetness, a little bit of wintergreen bite, but not much at all. If you're not a fan of that wintergreen burn, that wintergreen bite, Skoal is a good one. Another good one is Red Seal, which is essentially Skoal's budget brand, and Husky. Husky doesn't have a real bite to it, but it has really good flavor, which I'll be doing a review on that fairly soon. Anyway, yeah, so those are some of the changes coming along in my life and my career. I figure I'm not exactly a spring chicken. I figure I got one more career change left in me before I retire. And that career change is going to be Tractor Supply. And I did that and I just realized I need to trim my fingernail. It's getting a little long. I'll start looking like KY here pretty soon. Those fingernails like that. I don't know why he grows his fingernails like that, but he does. Anyway, yeah, I go crazy with long fingernails like that. This is about my limit. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Skoal Classic Wintergreen. It's a classic. If you haven't tried it, it's kind of the you must try dips. Some guys try one dip, they stick to it for the rest of their lives. They never try anything else. I'm a man of variety. I'll dip one for a little while and then I switch up to something else, and I see the different tastes, different flavors, textures that each brand, each maker, each flavor has to offer. That's just me. I enjoy the variety. So anyway, Skoal Classic Wintergreen, definitely a winner. Not real bitey on the wintergreen, but it has good flavor. Holds together well. A little bit of sweetness to it. Not as sweet as, say, Copenhagen, but it's not unsweetened. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough, and I'll come back at you with another Dip, Chew, Snuff, or alternate product review. Until then, y'all take care of yourself. Bye.